Here's Brody Brazil.
Let me go back to this. Your first big league hit was a home run. Your final big league hit was a home run. At what point did that strike you? Was it right after the last game, or did somebody tell you? Did you realize it?
Yeah, I mean, I realized it, and in the moment, I think, you could see it on my face, right? When I got in the dugout, the camera, the TV crews caught that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Just phenomenal. I mean, from Kipe and Dallas's call to the way that, the truck really captured every moment of that, from the elation to the joy, and then just all of the emotions that hit me. And I doubled over, and it just all came together so beautifully. And I'm so thankful that, NBC Sports caught it the way they did. I really am thankful for that, because it's a memory that my family, we've revisited, numerous times since, and will continue to for the rest of my life. And the emotions of those last few days in Oakland, that'll be something that I truly cherish for the rest of my life.
I feel guilty because every interview this offseason I've watched with you, the first question is always about the last at-bat and, the magic of that. You were like floating around first base, I feel like, once you realized it was gone. Can I tell you a quick story about that,
yes,
that actual moment? Okay, you don't know this, but it's lingered in my mind, and it's kind of subsided a little bit. I'm getting over it, but I want to tell you that I'll always remember that your final at-bat was in the bottom of the seventh. And the reason I know that is because in the middle of the seventh, I always come on TV and say, hey, coming up on Postgame Live, we'll do this, that, obviously. And I was telling everybody right before I went on, I said, Stephen Vogt is going to hit a homer in his final at-bat. And I was like, I'm just going to say it on TV, and if it doesn't happen, whatever. We move on, and it's no big deal. So I'm getting ready to do it. We're 15 seconds away, and Dallaire, right, our producer, director for A's broadcast, he goes, hey, we got to be a little bit quicker on this one because his kids are going to announce, his name again, and so we want to make sure we get that. So just as quick as you can. I'm like, okay, I'll still fit this in. I'll still fit in the prediction. I get on there, I do it, and I forgot to say, and I got Voter with the homer in his final at-bat here.
Man.
Kipe and DB, back to you. I forgot to say it. And I realized as soon as I tossed it back that I didn't say it. I'm like, well, all right, but what are the chances? Like, okay, that would have been fun if it happened, but what are the chances it happened? I turn around, and was it first pitch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was first pitch, because I turn around, and our office is going crazy. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Look, I'm only saying this because I wanted to add to your moment. I wanted to leave people like, no way did that just happen. We were all thinking it, and honestly, I was telling everybody about it, and I put my head down on the desk. I mean, number one, I was so thrilled for you, but I was like, I literally, I felt it was coming. What did you feel was coming in that moment?
No, honestly, I didn't feel anything. The emotions of, you got to go back a little bit in that game, because, Mark was talking to me the whole game about, hey, I'm going to look for the right moment to grab you and get you out, get you one more. I had walked against Ohtani and scored the run.
That's right.
And I'm like, man, if that's the way it goes out, like,
right,
I'm good with that.
Wait, he was throwing a no-hitter, right? Wait, what?
It was a perfect game.
Perfect game.
And then I walked, and then I think Chad hit the double and got taken out. And then I scored on a sac fly. And so right when I scored, I was like, man, I got to touch home plate in my last at bat, because, Ken Waldachuk was throwing a gem that
Absolutely.
day.
I remember that too.
But his pitch count was getting up there. It was the fifth inning, I think, when that happened. So I'm like, okay, odds of it getting all the way around with Ken still in the game aren't great.
Right.
But he continued. He had a quick sixth inning, and then we went back out for the seventh. And Mark said, hey, he's got 3 hitters. If he doesn't get out of the inning, I'm going to pull both of you out at the same time. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then he comes out, and I think he walked somebody. So there's a runner on first, 1 out, and it was a shortstop, Ozuna. Is that right?
Yep.
Ozuna's up, little slap lefty, quick guy. I'm like, dang it, this is it, man. This is your last batter. And sure enough, he grounds into a double play, and I was sprinting to back up first. And right when we turned it, I just remember this feeling of joy. I'm like, this kid just pitched his backside off to get me one more at bat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are on house money here, dude.
So cool.
Go have fun. And so having that, knowing this is my very last moment I'll ever have playing baseball. So you're going into the on deck circle, and I remember I looked up and I caught eyes with Alyssa and just kind of gave her a little smile, and she's like, go have fun. Like, you know, just one of those moments. And I remember leaving the on deck circle like it was a Little League game. There was no, okay, what's he going to throw? There's no like, oh, what are you trying to do? It was, dude, this is your last at bat of your life. Go enjoy it.
Right.
And I did. I got in the box and I was just like, be ready to hit the first pitch like you have your whole life. And he grooved me a fastball. I still don't know how I hit it. I really don't. It felt out of body. And right when I hit it, I knew I hit a homer, and I could not. I was just, man, I was a 2-year-old kid in my front yard pretending to be Will Clark. All of those emotions as I'm going around, and all I could think the whole way around the bases was, are you kidding me?
That's what I was thinking too.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And it was, but I had never had that clear of a thought in the box in my entire career of just go have fun. Go have fun.
I just wanted to tell you about that prediction, and I think a lot of people were feeling like something special was due in that at-bat. You know, it's just the gut instinct, and whether it's you as a person, your time with the A's, the season that you all just endured, like you just, final game, you kind of just knew like something special was bound to happen. And I don't know what triggered me to feeling that way, but, and I also thought, and you mentioned Chad too, I want to say like the final game for you and him, and obviously your tenure in Oakland, your multiple tours of duty, you know, it was, and you're retiring. He's moving on to a different team. Like he'll keep going. But I thought that the fact that two of literally my favorites in their last game on that same day, I just thought it was so special. And both of you contributed. I thought that was so special. You know.
And I gotta say one thing on top of that, because what Chad Pinder meant and will always mean to the Oakland A's organization, maybe didn't get celebrated the way it should have.
Absolutely.
But that human being is a leader. The things that he did in that clubhouse for people, the player he was in a limited role, never having a bad attitude, never complaining, but showing up and giving his all. For him to hit a double off Ohtani and get that reception, and you know, I know it got overshadowed by, you know, the day that I had and the moment that the A's provided my family and me. But you're absolutely right. Chad Pinder had the send off that he earned, and that was a double and a big moment in a game, and getting pinch run for. That was really cool that Mark did that with him too. And what a good friend he's become of mine, and someone I look up to a lot. In Chad Pinder.
Well, and just like you, moving on to something else, I keep in touch with him too, and I hope that continues, because I like you all as people. Baseball stuff aside, it's cool. That's what you do, and that's what you're good at. But I can see him following a similar journey that you're now on.